Three new stories for you, but before that a correction. Viewers, in previous video I told you about re-election of Dr. Tedros as the head of WHO. A correction: he has not been re-elected, he has been nominated by Germany and some other countries, but so far he is running unopposed. That is why he is set to win, he is set to be re-elected. Final outcome will be announced at the end of this month. A correction was secondly was three news stories for you. Firstly, US is not backing down over the issue of expulsion of UN officials by Ethiopian government. US has requested another meeting of UN Security Council. Tomorrow this meeting will be held. We'll talk about that. Secondly, viewers, for the last 2 days, some pictures of ENDF soldiers with drones are being shared. Which types of drones are shown in these pictures? Which country has provided these drones to Ethiopian government? How effective are these drones? These are not Turkish drones. Presence of Turkish drones in Ethiopia has been confirmed to some extent, because we have seen identification plate of MAML, which is the munition used by Turkish drones. The drones shown in the pictures are not Turkish drones. I'll show you pictures. Lastly, viewers, in Gambela, heavy clashes have been going on over the last 2 days. Gambela Liberation Front, a newly formed group, has been fighting regional forces. Today, regional police chief confirmed the clashes between security forces and GLF fighters. GLF announced its alliance with TPLF as well a few hours ago today. I'll inform you about that in detail. Firstly, viewers, tomorrow another meeting of UN Security Council is due to be held to discuss the situation after the expulsion of 7 top UN officials by Ethiopian government. When 3 days ago Ethiopian government told 7 top UN officials to leave Ethiopia, UN took a position. UN said Ethiopia could not legally expel these 7 UN officials. But then UN backed down, viewers. And the 7 UN officials, they have departed Ethiopia. UN has backed down, but the US is not backing down. It has requested another session of UN Security Council. Today, US State Department spokesperson said that the 7 UN officials must return to Ethiopia. Ethiopia must allow these 7 UN officials to return and continue their work in Ethiopia. So US is continuing to put pressure upon Ethiopian government. Let's see what happens in tomorrow's UN Security Council meeting. Of course, Ethiopian government will be backed by China, Russia and other countries as well. Ethiopian government says the 7 UN officials are involved in backing TPLF. Will Ethiopian government soften its position and allow the return of these 7 UN officials? We'll see in tomorrow's UNSC meeting, where Ethiopian representative is also expected to participate. Secondly, viewers, I want to show you some pictures of ENDF soldiers with some drones. When were these pictures taken? Where were these pictures taken? What are the types of drones shown in the picture? First, we'll have a look at these pictures. These pictures were taken before TDF took control of Mekelle. The pictures were taken they were taken 4 months ago, almost, viewers. And they were taken in Macho town, situated to the south of Mekelle. Now, what type of drone is shown in these pictures? This is a vertical takeoff and landing drone, viewers. It does not need any runway to take off. Ethiopian National Defense Force, Ethiopian Air Force is in possession of these drones. These pictures are a confirmation. But these drones, VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing drones, have very limited range and they cannot fly at a very high altitude. These drones have to fly low, so they are vulnerable to ground strikes. Secondly, these types of drones don't use any guided munitions. They mostly use mortars which are not guided. So these drones are not very accurate. Who gave these drones to Ethiopian government? Well, some experts say these drones have been provided to Ethiopian government by the UAE, United Arab Emirates. And these were the drones which were used by Ethiopian forces against Tigray Defense Force in November and December, especially in November when heavy fighting was going on several fronts in Tigray. We have been hearing that wing-along Chinese drones of United Arab Emirates supported ENDF in November. We never saw visual confirmation showing wing-long drones, UAE's drones backing ENDF in November. Wing-long use guided munitions and they are very accurate. These drones, VTOL, they are not guided and they have less accuracy, vulnerable to ground strikes as well. But these pictures are a confirmation that Ethiopian forces are in possession of these drones as well. Ethiopian forces are in possession of Turkish drones too. We have seen pictures of an identification plate of MAML munition which is used by Turkish drones. The MAML munition identification plate was recovered from Marsa and Haro battlefronts. So now Ethiopian government seems to be in possession of both UAE drones and Turkish drones too. But Turkish drones are much more sophisticated and advanced than these VTOL drones. Lastly, viewers, Gambela. I have told you in some previous videos that a new group has been formed in Gambela by the name of GLF, Gambela Liberation Front, a small group. The founder of this group was a politician. He contested June 21st election as well. Then he decided to form an armed group and he is waging war against Gambela regional forces. He has announced an alliance with OLA and TPLF as well. Fighting has been going on in Gambela for the last 2 days. So today, Abula Abone, who is the head of Gambela police, confirmed that heavy clashes took place between GLF fighters backed by TDF, as he said. and Gambela security forces. Some casualties are also being reported in Gambela city where this fighting happened. I think, Fauji.